Yeah, let's do one more. Me and Brandon are going to go and have breakfast tomorrow, hopefully at Lenny's. I mean, guy, it's my turn to pay, so no pork chops for you, mister. No pork. Okay, have the steak. Who gives a shit, right? Just a couple of bucks. I don't care. So, we're going to have ourselves a breakfast in the morning. I'm kind of looking forward to, you know what, you ever get that feeling sometimes like, damn, I wish I had some like steak and eggs and hash browns. Oh my God, the full. Excuse me, this is the full English breakfast. Yes. And I would like to share it with my favorite redhead, Elizabeth Hobson. Oh my God. I know, that's so creepy. Isn't it? Yeah, well, if I'm going to have a full English, if we're going to have a full English breakfast, I'm going to go to London and do it. I mean, God. And since Elizabeth is my buddy, I guess we can do that. It sounds so weird. You're a weirdo. Uh-huh. Anyway, Abba and Preach here with Just Pearly Things and Jubilee. I think you might like this. I'm going to play a little bit of it, let you guys gather around and see what you think. Okay. Let's hear what these
male at birth people to pretty much just
excuse me. Sorry.
Men's rights activists, because it does imply that as if our rights are being taken away. The problem that men face is more existential. The patriarchy conditions men or assigned male at birth people to
more
existential. The patriarchy conditions men or assigned male at birth people to
Well, it seems that male at birth assignment depends on if you have a cock or not. And allegedly, this is a men's rights activist. Anyone believe that yet? No? No, I don't think so.
To pretty much just keep your feelings shut down. By age 10, your feelings don't matter.
I mean, it's amazing that they have the same playbook and everybody reads from the same fucking script. Oh, that would be a conspiracy and shit. Would it? What if you have millions and millions of people who have gone through college and have been taught the same fucking shit over and over again? Hello, mystery man, Abba. All right, let's hear it. Which one is Abba? Which one's Preach? Do you know? Yeah, all those black people in Canada look the same. Get out of here! What are you saying? Here we go.
This guy from the men's rights side.
You heard right. He said assignment. Yes. You heard?
That is assigned at birth to be a male. Excuse me. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? You got a dangling tree there with some balls? You're a dude. It's pretty easy. Go on, gentlemen. Good to see you.
Wait, this guy's supposed to
represent
you men's rights activists?
It evolved. He's including people.
I don't think this
is a man's.
He's opening up the big tent. Oh, everybody can come in here. Oh, you don't think men? They have dicks and balls when they're born, but they're assigned something. Oh, get the fuck. Go vote for Kamala Harris, you fucking loser. Jesus Christ.
No,
I think that's a plant.
No.
Just the link. I have seen a lot of men's rights. But hey, you know what?
Yes,
maybe I was going to make the argument that not all men's rights activists have to look the same.
Yeah.
And maybe
I'm going to call this guy Abba, and I'm going to call this guy Preach. Because this is Abba Atlas, and this is Preach. Preach on, brother. Let's go. Wait a minute. Let me do the Obama thing. Oh, we're talking to black Americans or black Canadians. Hey, brothers. God damn. What the?
This is his version. I'll just be honest. Anyone who I've ever heard use that label never talk like this or use that lingo.
Right.
And using the term patriarchy is something that they fight against at all costs.
Well, what they mean is the capitalism is what they mean, Mr. Abba. That's what they're talking about. They don't mean the patriarchy. They mean capitalism, and we have to destroy capitalism because it'll be more fair, and everybody will be happy. And my God, these people are brainwashed. Not you guys. Abba and Preacher not brainwashed. These fucking idiots on Jubilee are brainwashed fucking drones. Been happening for 50 or more years. What do you expect? People's brains are malleable, and well, there you go. All right, go ahead.
So this guy, and he already started by saying, "I don't even like the term men's rights activist."
Exactly.
Why are you fucking here?
Exactly.
Okay.
He should be called a assigned at birth men's rights activist. When you come out the chute and you got a dick and balls, you're a dude. That's it. Come on.
Let's just give it a shot, though.
See, this is a proof that we're not going to make it because three seconds in,
Oh my God.
he's
3
already got
seconds.
3 strikes.
Yeah.
And I think I saw Pearl back there.
Yes, this guy.
Wait.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. We're sitting.
Well, you're just taking this in so well.
No, we're doing the same. No, it's just that
You don't look shocked.
No, because the thing that happened is that
Oh my God.
I took it upon myself to not say that I'm not surprised because you don't like when I say that.
It's Pearly Things. Oh my God, she's a redhead. Oh, it's a hamster. What are you doing? Hey, you know. Raymond is here. Raymond, thoughts in mind. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Faral Ravage. And we don't have any of those goddamn Europeans in here. It's too just fucking. All right, let's go back to it. Go.
Of course, he's not surprised. So I don't.
No
solutions. Exactly. So this is a great opportunity to bring in our disagreeers. Like,
I mean, if Pearl came up to me, it's like, "Hey, hamster, how you doing?" Be like, "Come on, I'm not lying. I'm a dude. I have a dick." And even though I'm 60, I would still like to get some of that yummy. You know what I mean? That boom, boom. Abso-fucking-lutely.
I ask that we listen to what they have to say before we disagree with them.
So the perspective that I come from was about.
Oh yeah, she's a wood. Yeah, Raymond. If Pearly showed some interest, I'd be like, yeah, can I buy? Can we go to mini golf? She might be a girl or a woman that I'd say, can I buy you dinner or some drinks? All right. She's not really my type, but she does have the red ginger hair, so I like that. Go on.
About 3 years ago, I wanted to know why men didn't want to get married anymore.
Holy shit, Pearl lost weight?
Pearl demonetized. Pearls don't eat.
Pearl's probably getting in shape for the next season of professional. What does she play? Volleyball in somewhere? Yeah, she's looking. She's looking nice. She's looking nice. You know what I'm saying? Let me go.
Yeah. Well, she lost that YouTube money. She couldn't afford all them Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
Oh,
but good for her. She looks a lot better now. Good for her. She looks like she did her hair and everything. She got a decent outfit on. Mm-hmm. Man, Pearl, I'm so proud of you. All your
I mean, I'm not gonna deny. Yeah. All right.
her haters got you dressing good and grooming yourself. You might actually find a. She might actually find a husband. That's crazy. We told her stop wearing those trash bags, bitch.
Thank you very much for dropping the polka dots.
I think she actually moved back to the United States, so she might be under the influence of her evil, misogynist father and family. God only knows. Good, but good for her. Good for you, Pearl. All right, go ahead.
I appreciate that.
No,
you look like something. I mean, you're still over.
This nigga said you look like something. That's crazy.
No, I'm gonna say it again.
That's crazy.
How you doing?
Congratulations, you look like something. You dropped the.
She said, "Yo, you ain't a pro, you a rock." Hey, that's crazy. Nah. I'm gonna give it to you, Pearl. You actually look good at this one. I hate your guts, but
yeah. So you look good. You look good. I mean, you're still over 27.
But I mean, that's the thing, though, is that I think a lot of people, perhaps a little bit on the right or a little bit on the left, we understand people are not going to agree with everything we say, but the radical lefties, Camel Toe Harris, all these people, if you disagree with them, you hate them. I know. It's fucking crazy. Aren't these two guys gay? I don't think so, Raymond. I think Preach over here, he's married. And I don't know about Abba over here, but hey, he might be swinging his dick. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care if they're gay or not. Who gives? I don't care if they're gay. Who gives a shit?
And so you ain't worth nothing. But according to you,
Deep below the woods of Transylvania stands the abandoned castle of Vlad the Impaler.
Right.
Chilling lair of
Yeah.
good job on you. Good job on the effort.
I kept hearing men say, I don't want to get
Oh my
married.
God, stop it.
And-
Look at that. Preach is wearing makeup. Look at that. Okay, stop it. He clearly must be gay and shit. It's like, I don't care if he's gay. Who fucking cares?
Good job on the effort.
I
Yeah.
kept hearing men say, I don't want to get married. And it kind of took me down the rabbit hole of
I mean, seriously, if you're worried about men or women who are gay or lesbian or don't you have anything else to worry about? Maybe think of something else and go take care of that problem. Clean your floor or clean your toilet. Oh my God, these guys might be gay. Really? Are you sitting here contemplating, oh, I would if Abba and Preacher gay? Fuck's wrong with you? Who cares? Who gives a shit? Honestly, is this guy gay? I don't care. Is she a rug eater or whatever? I don't care. I don't understand why anyone gives a shit about that today. And I'm not trying to slam you guys. I understand you're kind of making funnies there, Raymond. But yeah, who gives a shit? As long as you don't go into our school system and preach, you shall not be what you are, you shall be something else. And if you're not, you should feel bad about yourself. Indoctrination and bullshit and fucking gay magazines with blowjobs. I don't care if you're gay. Be lesbian. I don't give a shit. I have about 40,000 items above that in my worry list, and that is not, it's not even there.
family court. I started interviewing men that had been what's called divorce raped.
Be as
And
gay
I
as
kept
you want.
finding
I don't
guy
give a
after
shit.
guy after guy that lived a couple miles from his kids and could not see them.
Excuse me, hamster. Did you know the village people were gay? I don't care. I don't give a shit. But I mean, Carole King was something, or Carly Simon. I don't care. How is that relevant to anything we're talking about? It's not. It's ridiculous. I don't give a shit. But, maybe Hillary was a rug muncher. I don't care. God damn, go.
It goes back to men should have access to their children. It's 50% their DNA. They should get 50% custody off the bat.
I mean, isn't that more important than wondering if somebody eats carpet for lunch? Yes, children should have their father and their mother involved in their lives, and that's not where we're at. And so Pearl says the right thing. It's like, well, I think maybe it's kind of fucked up. It is fucked up. There's no question. It's fucked up. Go on, Pearl.
And right now, 90% of the time, women get custody. The question was, do men have all of their rights? How can I say that they have all of their rights?
I mean, there's a thing that, you could say something on the order of, why wouldn't the parent with the most resources who can take care of the children, well, why wouldn't they? It's obviously the patriarchy. That's why. God damn. It's crazy.
When I'm finding guy after guy after guy that is devastated he can't talk to his children. I had one guy who the woman got custody and she ended up taking the kid to a different country. And
I mean, a lot of these videos, you see online, I'm not going to name names, but I can say myself, yeah, this happened to me. Right. And again, not blaming the ex-wife. I understand, but man, there's some really brutal shit. I want that kid. Okay, how about we share? No, because you're an evil, misogynist, pedo, or whatever the fuck they make up. It's crazy. Spearman is here. Hello, Dr. Trey is in the building. Hello.
His kid doesn't speak his same language. He spent $300,000 trying to get that kid back.
I want to look at women's stories as to why they don't want to get married. And I could go interview 1,000 women. You're looking for these kinds of men.
What she's discussing are individual, and yes.
Okay, so she's going to tell us that the reason women get custody 90% of the time is because of the patriarchy. Because of men hating women and shit. Really? Well, here's the deal. Here's maybe a solution to this issue. Don't take custody. give it to the dude. Then there's no patriarchy involved. Oh my God, what are we talking about? Sorry. This is Red, Blue, Orange. Really good guy. Good show.
Tragic cases, and we can acknowledge that. But what we're discussing is a systemic issue. On aggregate, men and women after divorce, women see a 27% decline in the reduction of their income. They're more
and that's why we shouldn't be getting divorced. Bingo! Boom! Ba ba ba! There are consequences for decisions we make in our lives. And in the case of divorce, consequences with respect to the children. And consequences with respect to the... What the fuck do you think is going to happen? This is not about women and hating children and hating cats and eating them for breakfast in Springfield, Ohio. This is about accountability. You made a decision, you knew it was going to happen, and now you're sitting here pissed that it happened. Let's be honest about this. Come on now. Come on now, Mr. Whatever.
more likely to be in poverty, and they're less likely to get remarried.
If you go around the world, there are countries that have male-only conscription.
Yeah. When you have 80% of the divorces being filed by women who goddamn good and fucking should know what's going to happen when they file for divorce. And they still do. Excuse me, whom is the problem? Can we say that? Soul 110, hello. Oh my God. He said 27% in reduction after divorce. Okay, let me hear. All right. What he said, Soul 10, is women's income after divorce goes down 27%. I don't know if that's true, but it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Marble is here. Do you still play, or Marbly, do I still play the bass? Oh, God. I'm the best bass player you've never heard, sir. And I love my bass, man. I kiss it and hug it at night. It's great. That Ibanez bass, oh, my God, worth every penny. Yes, I do. But I don't do it on here because YouTube is a bitch. I mean, God. Stop it. It's copyrighted.
Countries that have higher pension ages for men, countries like the US and Canada have certain welfare programs that men are excluded from, domestic violence laws, homeless laws. There are many cases where men do not have access to the same public welfare programs, domestic violence laws for men.
Because
Try this again. Blue Orange.
World,
Go ahead.
countries that have male-only conscription, countries that have higher pension ages for men, countries like the US and Canada have certain welfare programs that men are excluded from, domestic violence laws, homeless laws. There are many cases where men do not have access to the same public welfare programs, tax-paid programs. And if you look at something like the draft in the US, people say, well, that's outdated. It doesn't happen anymore. But many countries in the world, included some that are considered like very first world progressive feminist countries, Austria, Finland, Switzerland, they have male-only conscription. And many...
Of course they do, because the men should protect the women. Women shouldn't have to do anything. Even though they have 50% of the vote and they can order these countries to go to war, but they don't have to fucking feel the consequences of that war. Are we seeing something here? But Hamster, are you saying women shouldn't vote? No, not at all. But they should feel the consequences of their vote. They want to vote for war, they should go out there and fucking get in the ditch and shoot people. Not just the men. But, I mean, God, you hate women.
Countries have higher pension ages for men. So there are many examples of countries that have laws that directly discriminate against men. So do we have all the rights? I mean, no, we don't. In the US, I had to volunteer. Well, not really volunteer. I wasn't given a choice.
It's not a voluntary thing. Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's a small example, but it's, one that still goes on today.
Going back to
Oh, but you pussy, there hasn't been a draft since 1971. Okay. Yes, there hasn't. So why can't women sign up for it as well? Since there hasn't been a draft since 1971. Excuse me, Bueller? What? Oh, you mean the government can't tell women to do anything? To read things? Who is here? Hello, who? Good to see you. Sir.
the family court thing because we want to talk about traditional relationships and that's how it should be. The mom should stay home with the kids and the dad is the provider and all that. But then when it comes to the family court, we want to be like, oh, dad's
Nobody says that anymore there, sweetheart. Nobody says women should stay home with the kids. It is a strong suggestion that somebody has to stay home with the children. But it's not required by the government. Again, here we got women slipping out of the old responsibility. I mean, God, but ain't this ain't work it out with your husband or your partner or your girlfriend. It's not the government's fucking problem if you can't figure out how to do your own shit. But it seems like this lady here is, well, the government should do something about it. What are they going to do? What is the government going to do? My husband doesn't clean up his fucking socks. You want the fucking government to come in and tell him he has to do that? Are you out of your fucking mind? I would say, yes, out of your mind.
50% custody, but you don't even know your kid. You've been off providing all this time. And the only reason now you want 50% custody.
He's been out providing all this time because that's how men love their children and their wives. We go out into the world and we bring home a fucking fat paycheck if we can, and we hand it over to our family because we love our families. But women should go out. You can. You can do that. So what's going to cost for daycare? Probably the same as your fucking salary. Do you get my drift? You could wait till the kids are 5 years old when they're in school and go get your job. How hard is this? Is this really that fucking hard? No. David Graham is in the building. Hello, David. Go ahead.
Is because that's the only thing that still connects you to the woman or whatever reason you have, but it has nothing to do
with whatever fucked up reason you guys we have. We got ourselves a real live goddamn feminist right here. Look at that. Oh my God.
It has to do with, I'm their father. I deserve 50% custody. But where were you the first 10, 15 years that we were raising the kids?
Well, they were out working to provide the money to take care of the household, including you and the children. Bringing home the fucking bacon. What is wrong with this person? Oh, but men just don't care because they're not home changing diapers. They're out making money. So the kids have something to fucking eat. What is wrong with you? God damn it.
I'm not denying that they need their mothers or their fathers more.
I feel like this whole conversation is going to be the men's rights activists putting up this caricature of like this money hungry.
No. I mean, this woman just said the same thing, you guys. Abba and Preach. She said, where are the men in the first 5 or 10 years of the children's life? They're working. They're bringing home money to pay the fucking rent and the heat and the cable and the fucking food. The fuck? Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Zechariah is here. Hello, Zechariah.
Like conniving woman who just wants to spite the man.
And the
feminists are going to make this thing of like deadbeat loser who wants.
No, excuse me. Abba and Preach. She just said, where are the men in the first few years of the life of the kids? They're working. That's the important part. They're out there working. They're busting their ass. Working in a factory. Putting tops on bottoms. Building cars. Out fucking plowing fields. That's what men do. To love their families. They support the family. It's been that way for thousands of fucking years. That's what we do. Go on.
It's nothing to do with a kid. And everything so far has been like, I'm going to argue against the caricature of the worst example of what a men's rights activist is.
Mm-hmm. But can you say anything about that, Abba and Preach? Men spend time away from their children and they miss them to bring home cash. Money to take care of the family. It's just that easy. I know it's nonsense.
And then the opposite is true for the feminists and the women.
Men and women complement each other. That is what I'm saying. Some men are more masculine, some women are more feminine.
Oh my God, we got us a French Canadian. Oh my God. I'm from Quebec, and those women, all they do, they're all. I can actually imitate that pretty well. Go ahead, sir.
Girlfriend's more feminine, I'm more masculine. We go very well together because our values align.
What is
No, but hold on.
Not only that, but because nature invented it, so we got all men are this and women are that, and we complement each other. I know, it's a fucking foreign concept to the feminists. What do you mean? I'm going to do like a man does, and no man wants me, because you're not meant to do that. You could blame nature, God, do whatever you want. Dinosaurs sucked. They were patriarchal. What is this bullshit? Anyway, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
What is feminine to me? She wants to take care of children. She wants to
So that's feminine.
To me, it is. To me, it is. That is what I want in a woman. You can only speak from, I can name you the stats, but I'm talking about me. I'm talking as a person.
Name the stats.
But what about the stats for all the fathers who leave and don't pay child support? Isn't that far more common?
Yeah, that doesn't happen though, sweetie. Golden hair delight over there. Do you understand there is a social security number? Do you understand that if a state puts an obligation out on you, they're gonna fucking find you? Oh no, it's not true, because all the God. All right, go ahead.
Common than these men who are
Or men who do get the rights.
Who are these men that do that? Who are these men that fuck all these women, get them knocked up, and leave? Is that most men? Is it a small percentage of men? Is it a fraction of a fraction of men? And yet, sweetheart, with the long hair, I mean, you're pretty and everything, you want to fuck these guys. Why don't you fuck a normal guy? That's not going to happen. Yeah.
Which they only do 50% less than women do. When men want primary custody, they only file the appropriate paperwork 40% of the time. Women do it over 80% of the time, and then they complain that they're not getting. Courts don't give you something that you're not asking for. Period.
So what are you saying?
That might be true. And men should probably take her up on her advice and file the paperwork. For sure.
Men choose not to support their families. They waive responsibility. Many times.
That's very sexist to say that. It will say that fathers don't care about their kids.
Why are they?
Bullshit. Bullshit. This guy is spewing bullshit here, guys. Come on now. You're going to go in. Okay, let's just say you're average guy. You're a hamster. And you find yourself a girlfriend, right? And you fuck. And she gets pregnant. You going to run off? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to take care of business? I ain't mine, bitch. Yo, who do you think these women are talking about? It's not us, guys. It's not us. Now, it might be some players, ball guys. I don't know who the fuck it is, but it's not normal men. Average men, I should say. But go on here. Tell us why men are evil.
Actively fighting for the kids.
It wouldn't be an issue if it didn't happen. It's an issue for a reason. There are lawyers that specialize in this. They wouldn't have a business if it didn't happen.
I know at least for you and possibly for Pearl.
All right, here we go. Okay, here we
You
go.
guys want to reaffirm traditional masculine roles, which does not assume that men are the nurturing ones. And if that's going to be the case, then you're going to continue to run into the problem where men aren't going to get custody because women are going to be seen as the nurturing gender.
Okay, so that's the patriarchy. Assuming that mothers like to take care of their own children. That's the patriarchy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So if you don't want that to be the case, then it makes sense to stand with feminists and want to dismantle those sorts of norms and expectations around what.
Dismantle the patriarchy, dismantle capitalism, and get to some socialism because everything is paid for. Because it's obvious, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Where do they come from? Where are they educated? How did you get so fucking stupid? This is not by accident. This is intentionally making these people stupid. Well, if mothers want to take care of their kids, it's a goddamn patriarchy. Get the fuck out of here.
What it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman.
I would say it should be 50-50 custody off the bat.
Women experience more sexism than men. If you agree, please step forward.
Now,
Please don't scroll. Listen to me. My name is Abba from Gaza, and I'm supposed to be studying
she's
for
from
my
Gaza. Okay, go ahead. 50-50 custody. Why do the feminists not want that to happen? Any ideas? They're going to make excuses up. I mean, God, men are evil. Follow the fucking money. Follow the money. Go on.
Now, I don't know about like more, but I'm coming at this from like the point of view of like what's more dangerous.
Exactly.
Like misandry, men's feelings get hurt, but when it comes to
Yeah, well, you're an idiot. Go ahead.
misogyny, like sexism,
Yeah,
women get hurt, killed. So when I think of more, I'm not thinking like, oh, they face more sexism. I'm like, is the sexism like hurting you?
No, the same way. I was looking at it when I heard sexism, I just heard safety.
Yeah.
That was my main, that was the way I was approaching it. The topic was basically.
Oh, really? Safety. Okay. So here's a way to avoid unsafe situations. Don't go into them. No, but I want to walk down a back street at 3 o'clock in the morning, half naked. I should be able to do that. Well, you're right. You should be able to do that. But there are evil people in the world that will take advantage of that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry.
Men experience sexism. I don't disagree with that. I think the topic was just more sexism, like you said. Just simple things, just as like a man maybe was 10 feet behind you at night. There are certain thoughts that just run into your head.
A man a couple feet behind you at night. There's certain.
Yeah, I'd be worried about that too, because I don't want to get fucked up by another man. But women are like, I mean, God, he say, yes, this evil man, this man with evil intent, could do something really bad for you. So explain to me why you are there. But that's victim blaming. Jesus fucking Christ. You're walking down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning in a fucking half-naked outfit and you expect nothing to happen? What's the matter with you? Chaos for you is here. Go ahead. Go ahead, Abba.
Ideas that go in your head. Yeah, they go through my head too.
Fucking
I've
right.
never walked home late at night, seen one dude behind me in a hoodie walk behind me, and not thought.
This is fucked. Exactly. Here's the deal. If you're out after dark, your grandma said to you, nothing good happens after dark. So don't go to these places. But I mean, I should be able to. Yeah, I should be able to fly like a fucking bird. I should say gravity shouldn't apply. But it always does. What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't go there. Oh, but you're blaming the victim. Yes, I am blaming the victim. What the fuck are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning in an alley where men are patrolling? Evil rapists are looking for women like you. Am I fucking wrong? What the fuck's the matter with these people? Oh my God.
Not something, or even when I'm with my girl, I start to be more ready and tense, and she's just like, la 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 la.
Excuse me.
She thinks everything's fine. In my head, I'm like,
excuse me. You think a rapist is out there looking at the purse store or the shoe store or Target at 11 o'clock in the morning? You're shopping. Do you think the rapist is there, or do you think the rapist is in a fucking alley at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for drunk chicks? What the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not know this? Well, I should be able to. You're right, you should be able to, but God damn it, this is not fucking paradise. There are bad men, and I would say the same thing to men. You're going to walk through an alley at 3 o'clock in the morning and expect not to be mugged or get the shit beat out. What the fuck? Of course you are. 11 o'clock in the morning at Target shopping for toilet paper? No. Do we understand each other? It's not the same thing. 11 o'clock in the morning at Target is not behind the bar 3 o'clock in the morning puking in a fucking slut outfit and you expect no one is going to harm you. Are you mentally incompetent? What's the matter with you? Seriously.
I have to fight somebody because the person walking behind us. So this idea that we don't feel that fear, it just
Can I say something?
I don't know. The way they describe men and their existence, I'm like, are you guys even men? Are you guys really men? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you something. All right.
Does he?
All right, preach. Go ahead.
It's not because I can fight that I wanna.
Exactly. I don't want to deal with that either. And so what do I do? What does Mr. Preach here do? What does Mr. Abba do? We don't go into those situations. We avoid the situations where we could be beat up or mugged or killed. There is a fucking idea. I know. Crazy.
Unless it's fresh and fit.
Unless it's fresh and fit. Then then they don't want it. But
isn't this fresh and fit?
Want to.
When
Wait a
I hear
minute.
sex,
I'm sorry. This happened well, okay. Yeah, fresh and fit. Sorry.
sexism, again, like you said, I view it more as just danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for men, me facing sexism, and you said my feelings might get hurt, but I'm not gonna fear for my life. You know what I mean? As opposed to women, I think they genuinely do fear for their lives more. And
Okay, that's probably true, but where are they at to fear for their lives? Mr. Dreadlocks here, Mr. Counting Crows guy. Where are they where women feel for their lives? Are they at the Target at 11 o'clock in the morning getting toilet paper? Are they at Menards getting some foofy stuff, girl stuff for windows? Are they getting gas down at the Quick Trip at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? No. Do you see anything connected with that? Anything? Maybe it has something to do with running around in a freaking alley at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Abba Preach says, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to deal with that shit. So is that misogynist? Is that blaming the victim? Goddamn right it is. Don't be fucking stupid. We can all have fun without running around naked, half naked, at 3 o'clock in the morning behind a fucking bar downtown. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I think we should work towards making a safe society for everybody.
Right.
And I think that that's ultimately, what's important.
There's an irony here because they say women have to be afraid because men just you just get scared of men. That's
no. Yes, then avoid them. And don't go out and dress like a slut at 3 o'clock in the morning and get drunk. It's easy. It's really easy, isn't it?
Sexism right there. You just being afraid of this person and implying some idea of them being some dangerous thing is a form of, and in a workplace, in job opportunities, take daycares. Men can't work there. Why? Dudes. That's a form of sexism. Even around kids, you just want to be in certain places. You a man?
No.
There's an implied idea of men being a threat despite whatever behavior you've ever engaged in your life. Doesn't matter whether you've been threatening, doesn't matter if you're a bad person. People inherently see you a type of way. There's a form of sexism that comes into that's dangerous. Police officers are much
cerebral pugilist or is it pugilist? Pugilist. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by here. What does he say? The Trump pill is that the pill that comes wrapped in a crap pill diaper. Yeah, well, yes, probably. Yeah. Always good. I mean, we have a different opinion on Trump, but I'm glad to see you. Thank you for coming by. Good always to see different opinions. Otherwise, we'll live in a fucking bubble, right? You know what I'm saying? Cerebral. Thank you for coming by. All right. Abba Preach, go ahead.
much more likely to do what? Harm an unarmed man versus an unarmed woman. Why? Because of the fact that there's an inherent idea of us being a threat in these situations. Okay? So if you want to talk about safety and sexism being involved, there's plenty of situations in which sexism towards men disadvantages them and puts their lives at risk on a regular basis. We talk about it.
Now, if I might, cerebral, if I can, have a chance here. Abba and Preach are Canadians, right? They're Canadian citizens. Explain to me, if you would, and I'm not asking on the spot here, it is illegal for women to have pepper spray in Canada to fend off rapists. Can you explain to me how that makes sense? It's illegal. Excuse me? How does that make sense? if there's bad guys at 3 o'clock in the morning at the back of the bar because women are stupid, some women, and they could spray them with pepper spray and avoid being raped, why doesn't the government of Canada allow that to happen? Can you give me something there? Any ideas why women aren't allowed to protect themselves in Canada? Just curious.
With black men all the time and police officers, whether you believe in that narrative or not. I've been told this for so long that black men, when it comes to police, are far more likely to be shot than any other group. Okay, but now they're saying, oh, sexism towards men is not dangerous, or it's not as dangerous as it is towards women. Like,
yes, it is actually. Yeah. Go on, Abba.
This is why I don't like these questions, because we get into this comparative state, and essentially what we're saying is, who should we focus on more when it comes to this issue? Who has it worse? And we start playing this game of like, well, women have it worse, or actually men have it worse. And then if men argue too much, and they actually just hate women's causes, and if women argue too much, they've never liked men's causes. Just getting into this whole comparative suffering thing, whether it's black, Asian, white, Chinese, man, woman, all this other stuff, it is most often pointless and counterproductive. You spend more time discussing who suffers more.
We need you to rush $5 donation to us to help us out. Donald Trump and Carrie Lake have committed to $24 million.
Okay.
And who's
Gani with Johnny is here. Hello. Thank you, Gon. Hope you're done with your day. It's late in the afternoon here. So I don't want anyone to suffer. I don't want anyone to have to put up with fucking crime and rape and horrible shit like that. I don't want that to happen. Here's the caveat. There's always going to be some of that. I'm sorry. We're human, barely hairless monkeys. And there are bad people in this fucking world. I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a percentage. And so if you ladies go out in a miniskirt drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning behind the bar, it's likely bad things are going to happen. I'm sorry about that. It's horrible. And it shouldn't happen in a paradise. Okay? You get these young men here out behind a bar at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're probably going to get the shit kicked out of them because people are bad. A small, tiny fraction. There's nothing we're ever going to do about that. It's unfortunate. But there's a way to avoid it. And the way to avoid it is not go to those places. It's not blaming the victim. It's common fucking sense. Go on, sir.
Suffers less and less time acknowledging the other person's suffering.
Suffering Olympics.
Exactly. Right? So you're in competition. There's literally no opportunity here for you guys to work together because you're too busy being like, I have it worse. Right? And in order for you to be able to say that you have it worse, you have to discredit the other side. How are you ever going to build? So to me, this kind of conversation is one of the dumbest you can have. Because there's no building. There's no opportunities for you guys.
Johnny, did you do this one yet? The Jubilee, men versus women. God, I was going to do it, but I just, it's like 148 minutes long. AC says, don't tell her what to do with her body. I'm not trying to tell her to do with her body what she doesn't want to do. I'm just saying that if you do this, the likelihood of bad things happening increases exponentially. So don't do that. I know. I'm an evil bastard from hell. I mean, God.
It's to bridge the gap. A better question would have been like, what are some ways that men suffer that you can acknowledge? What are some ways, and then asking the men's rights activists, what are some ways women suffer that you're ready to acknowledge? Find where the points of commonality are. Instead of asking you, why are you having it worse in this group? To me, it just seems like a stupid way to have this conversation. But anyways, sorry.
Oh, you didn't do shit.
Okay, my bad. I was happy.
You're apologizing for apologizing?
Because due to the patriarchy, I'm just so used to taking up space. I didn't know if you...
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Taking up space and hating the women.
You felt like you were in your feminine side and just didn't feel...
I mean, God.
Pitch.
There we go.
Aside from safety, any other examples?
Yeah, I mean, I think when most people in power are men, and then they can abuse that power by.
So we can we see anything anything in common with the rest of the crazy feminazis with this one? Anything? Anything?
Like the common joke of, oh, she slept her way to the top. Like that wouldn't be such a common joke if it weren't for women being sexualized and.
It wouldn't be a joke if women didn't suck their way to the top. Are we going to talk about that agency of females? They don't have to suck cock, but some of them do. But it's the men's fault. Are you kidding me? Okay. Is that right?
Experiencing sexism so common that it's just a regular joke that we all just accept it, just go with, she slept her.
Well, here's an idea. Don't suck the cock. Don't fuck the boss to get ahead. Yeah, I know. My God, he's evil. Look at this guy.
Like, it's funny. Like, it's clear that since men have some power,
funny.
And not only that, but men are bigger than us. So if they want something from us at any point, they could just take it. They can, and a lot of times they do. And you just
now, excuse me. And now we're equating and equalizing a woman who sucks cock to get promotions at work with women who are raped. It's not the same thing. Do we understand why? One is not forced, one is. But here, she, the feminist, believes it's the same thing. Are we getting somewhere yet?
have to sit there and take it.
Men are.
I feel like a lot of
Excuse me. No. Mm-hmm. Abba and preach. What do you guys have to say about that?
Whoa. Well, you getting canceled, preach. Yeah, y'all problematic ass. You're just kidding about.
What did preach say?
Is that what you were just kidding about?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. It's perfectly acceptable.
Men
I like these guys. They're fun. All right. So, a woman choosing to suck cock is the same as a woman who gets raped. Do we see an issue? Do we see the difference between those two things? I think we do. Let's go on.
And when they talk about the loneliness epidemic, it's only about ever getting the girl, but it's never about friends.
About camaraderie with girls.
Exactly. No, yeah. What is it? Like, one of the things that I think that you really touched on, men shoot themselves in the foot often. There's just this idea that it's the same way you see poor people attacking other poor people because they're not getting paid enough. Men will attack other men because it threatens their masculinity or because they're insecure.
Sure,
again,
that's it. Yeah.
It's not like a broken record player here. It's not a real concept. Masculinity is not a real concept. Femininity is not a real concept. These are just things that just hold us back. And like you said, it halts us from really, truly like feeling heard, getting our feelings out there, and like experiencing more empathy. We need to, again, destroy the system, destroy the patriarchy, and come up with a system that has empathy for everybody, because it just doesn't.
I think what's important to recognize is that misandry is not a systemic issue. It's not ingrained in us.
Excuse me.
I think what's important to recognize is that misandry is not a systemic issue.
Has empathy. We need to like truly like feeling heard, getting our feelings out there, and like experiencing more empathy. We need to, again, destroy the system, destroy the patriarchy, and come up.
Destroy capitalism. You guys believe me yet? The patriarchy is capitalism because it's unfair. Let's listen to it again. Here it is in black and fucking white, boys.
And like experiencing more empathy. We need to, again, destroy the system, destroy the feeling heard, getting our feelings out there, and like experiencing more empathy. We need to, again, destroy the system, destroy the patriarchy, and
Now, I suppose somebody's going to come in here and say, how do you know he's a fucking Marxist? Well, they seem to have a uniform. Go on.
Feelings out there, and like experiencing more empathy. We need to, again, destroy the system, destroy the patriarchy, and come up with a system that has empathy for everybody, because it just doesn't.
I think what's important to recognize is
you guys ever watch FD Signifier? FD Signifier. You might want to look that up. FD Signifier. Go on.
Misandry is not a systemic issue. It's not ingrained in us. To the
So it doesn't matter then, I guess.
extent that there is like rhetorical misandry of like women saying, I hate all men, you know, it's just like individualized, like, yeah, sure, unhelpful.
Okay, wait a minute. If women said, if women, single women or individual women say, I hate men, I mean, God, the patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. But if one man somewhere says something bad about women, all men are accused of the same thing. Well, isn't that convenient, sir? Isn't that something? Can you explain that? Can you give us a little bit of that?
Things, but it's not an otherization. I hate all men, you know, it's just like not ingrained in us to the extent. I think what's important to recognize is that misandry is not a systemic issue. It's not ingrained in us to the extent that there is.
Oh, really?
Is like rhetorical misandry of like women saying, I hate all men, you know, it's just like individualized, like, yeah, sure, unhelpful.
I see. It's only a certain set of women who hate men like that. Okay. Fair enough. You're probably right. Most women don't hate men. Most women like men. And most men love women. But if some weirdo says something and then they send him just like all men are CEOs. It's the same goddamn playbook. All men are not CEOs. All men are not baby daddies. All men are not fucking Chads and Tyrones and Wines. Except when the left looks at those people, all men are like that. But when it comes to the women, well, some woman might say that, but that doesn't mean all women are like that. Oh my God.
Things, but it's not an otherization in the same way that misogyny is.
God.
The idea from the beginning was just to have a place
So nice
to come and hang out.
Look at that. I like that. Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
comfortable for everyone and
A place to hang out. Jesus, good for you, man. You hit the fucking jackpot when it comes to money. That's not a hangout place. A hangout place is an old barn where we have maybe a fridge and a TV and we watch football and talk shit. This isn't really a hangout place, sir. This is more like something we'll never get to. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I think that the world has been largely constructed through the male and man lens. And
well, you're right. It has been because men did the fucking work to construct the society, the roads and the buildings and the houses. And women did the work to raise the children. What's the world going to be without kids? Well, I think we know that, don't we? If we don't have children, what happens to the fucking species? Bro, what happens?
In a way that has...
I mean, I like this guy's fro here too, by the way. Yeah, looks good.
Otherized women. And
go ahead. Otherized women.
So, yeah, misogyny is more endemic to...
This is one of those notions about patriarchy that I find one of the dumbest.
It's horseshit.
They see men in power,
and
they see women suffering, and so they go, look, men are deciding to...
Well, they think they see women suffering, Mr. Abba. Yeah, they think that. Because if there are some men in power and women aren't there, they're suffering and they're oppressed. Right?
To make women suffer, rather than not recognizing that this is just people in power making everyone below them suffer.
Yeah.
In what way do men benefit so much from having all these men in power? Whenever it comes to war and conflicts that these men decide on, they send us poor people or regular people to go fight and die in the wars, right? And I say us like I'm still there, and like I'm obviously doing well for myself now.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. But us poor men, yes, we get sent out as cannon fodder. But hamster, I mean, God, you're right. We haven't had a draft in millions of years. I get it.
But most of my life, I've been one of those regular people, right? I was in the military at that point. It is the regular people at the behest of those rich people that are going out there. So how is this society built?
Now, I wonder, I wonder how many millions, literally millions of men are in Flanders Field today because of World War I. How many millions of men because of World War II are fucking plant food, fertilizer. And how many women? There were women that gave their lives up. There's no question. The Russian women, oh, damn. You don't want to fuck with them. But the bottom line, 99% of the troops were men. World War I, World War II, Civil War, Korea. We can go back through fucking time. You think there were a lot of women on the wagon train to Russia that Napoleon was putting together? Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to beat the point here, but the point is, when there's a war, it's men. Only. Only men. And the women are like, oh, yeah, well, that's, of course they should do that. Suddenly they become not feminist. We want equal shit, but not the bad shit. Yeah. Okay, good. Go ahead.
For men, when men are the ones who are dying the most, men are the ones who are going to war the most, men are the ones who are just out there just getting shot up and shit. Like, if what you were saying was true and men have just made this world through the man's lens and to benefit men at all costs or whatever it is, then why is it that men overwhelmingly suffer some of the most negative consequences that are imaginable in this society?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, we talked to I think it was early in this video. I'm kind of getting wasted. But it was early in this video. What did men do? What did men do to take care of their family? They went out and fucking worked. That's how men love their families. They provide for them. Everybody knows this. Every goddamn feminist knows this. Every whatever knows this. Men care for their families by providing the food and the shelter and the fucking electricity and the internet and Oprah on cable. That's what men do. That's how they love their families. But because apparently that is not the same as what women think they should do, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Go ahead.
I think when people just say patriarchy, they just lump any man in there, not recognizing that really it's just people in power oppressing everybody below them, and they don't really care for your wants and needs. That's true for women. That's true for men.
They don't care.
Instead of trying to divide each other, be like, men are actually all pushing.
Excuse me. The women don't care about men, except when they can get something from them. Oh my God, the misogyny is dripping. It's a dripping misogyny. Men provide, women take care of the kids. Now, not in all situations. Women can provide, the men say so. 95% of history, we've had our roles to take. Men provide, women take care of the kids, whatever. Milk the donkey or whatever. It is only within the last 50 years, after hundreds of thousands of years, that this bullshit arose. Do we get it? We all have our job. We did our job for hundreds of thousands of years. And now it's suddenly a fucking problem. Anyone wonder why the birth rates are going down to under replacement rate? Anyone? Now, one could say there's a conspiracy theory about that, but it's reality. For hundreds of thousands of years, we all figured this out. Not today, though, apparently.
Most regular dudes have no business and no time to be out here trying to oppress you. They can barely make their ends meet. They're not even as educated as you ladies. They contemplating suicide a lot more. They over there in the front lines of Ukraine while all their women have left the fucking frontier. Like, what are we talking about? Look at any conflict. The overwhelming majority of people who are victims are men. What happens when they report the situation? Well, listen, there's 3,000 killed, including 500 women and children. Okay, so the men are just not even going to be a stat worth mentioning. We're the footnote. We need to know how many fucking Dalmatians died before we find out how many men specifically died. To understand whenever people.
Yeah, the terrorists took control. I'm not sure which country it was. The terrorists took control, kidnapped a bunch of people, kids, right? And the only thing we heard about, we got to get our girls back. But was it Boko Haram or whatever? We got to get our girls back. And that's a noble thing. Of course. Yeah, we want to get the kids back. They didn't give a flying fuck about the boys. Nothing. And we're supposed to sit here and say, oh, it's not endemic. It's not the thing. It is the thing. Explain to me why there's not a bring our boys back Boko Haram fucking sticker on somebody's tweet. Because they don't care. And when I say they, I'm not playing the program or the pronoun game. Feminists and the Democrats, they do not care about men and boys. There's no question about that. Go on.
People use the whole patriarchy thing. It's just so stupid to me because, again, this is another divisive way of making every man culpable for the fact that rich and very elite people are the ones who dictate most of it, not in benefit of men, but in benefit of themselves.
Sacrificing men.
I have never looked at the government and be like, yo, they been doing me a solid. Oh my God, these niggas looking out for me.
They're not looking out for men. They're not looking for women either. I'm not trying to separate.
Where am I?
They're just not looking for nobody.
They need to stop pulling us over.
Now, what they're looking for is women who will vote for them. And black men who apparently, if they don't vote for Kamala Harris, they're not really black. Nothing racist in that at all. If you're a Democrat, it's perfectly acceptable in that.
And then 12 through 13 and onwards, you just don't really feel like you matter much as a person. And I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that. Our rights aren't really under attack. Meanwhile, half of Congress hasn't codified Roe v. Wade. They're trying to control women's bodies, and it's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but women have control of their bodies there, sir, don't they? Every control you could possibly imagine, including controlling who fucks them. Why do you believe women have no agency? What is the matter with you? Oh, I'm sorry, you're a leftist. Women have 48 forms of birth control. That's an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. And they decide who they fuck. Otherwise, it's a crime. We're talking about non-criminal activity. Excuse me, Mr. Blue Jean Jacket there. You're telling me it's the men's fault that women get knocked up and have to have abortions. How about no? How about a big old fucking no? They choose who they sleep with. They choose the birth control. They choose the raw dog. They choose everything. So why do we have to have this special thing for women? I mean, they're barely approved by the way. Do you believe, sir, that women have no agency? That women are not human? They're robots, automatons. Pick your fucking verbiage. You do, don't you? Well, anything that happens to a woman is somebody else's fault. Am I getting close?
Like, our rights aren't under attack, but a lot of women's rights are, and I think it's important that we fight for that.
Right. Yeah, no. No.
Here we
he got up there and said, men don't have any rights, women do, and he just started talking. Okay.
I also think that there's a difference between like rights and inequalities.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't think that my rights being taken away. I think that's just an effect of patriarchy.
What? Excuse me, Izeki. Good to see you. What rights do you not have? Ask him the question, because I'm genuinely curious. What rights do you not have, in the United States. Oh, wait, there's none. Oh, you have at least as many rights as everybody else, and not perhaps more than everybody else, because you have a color. So what the fuck are you talking about?
I agree.
We're not like losing our bodily autonomy. We're not, fearing for our lives walking down a.
Is that right? Is that right? Okay, sir. Let's walk down the old trail here. What if a woman, say like the girl with the long hair there in the blue dress, what if this woman said to you, "Hey, Izeki, let's go in the bathroom and fuck, because I'm horny and you're cute." Okay. Most men would be like, yes, a chance to get some pussy. So, what happens if she gets pregnant from this encounter at the bass player in the bathroom at 2 o'clock in the morning? Well, who has the rights? Excuse me, Mr. Izeki. Who is it that has the choice? Is it you or is it her? Oh, it's her, isn't it? So, explain to me again how women's rights are being extinguished. You might say to yourself, Mr. Izeki, you might say, well, I didn't want to become a father, and I'm not ready for that. I don't want to go to college, and my dreams are in the way. I want to do that. Guess what happens, Mr. Izeki? You've got no fucking say in that. She wants you to pay for 18 years or 21 years, big fucking child support payments, forcing you to become a father, whether you don't want to or not. It doesn't fucking matter, does it? Are you getting my drift, boys? So Mr. Izeki here is like, oh, well, women are being oppressed. Really? Who's the oppressed? Who is the oppressed one under this current regime? Seems to me like if she gets horny and fucks a dude, as we all do, we all get horny, want to fuck. I mean, that's the way it is. If she gets pregnant, you have no say on that. You will be forced by the government to become a father. Do you have anything to say about that inequality, Mr. Izeki? Nope, you certainly don't.
Dark hallway, so I don't think I think that's just an effect of patriarchy.
I agree.
We're not like losing our bodily autonomy. We're not.
Except if you get a girl pregnant. Other than that, yes. Except for the draft. Except for the government telling you, you got to go and do this and shoot people. And if this woman here gets knocked up, you have no fucking say. Nothing. My autonomy is not gone. Are you sure? He's right in a way, because his autonomy was never fucking there. Was it?
Fearing for our lives walking down a dark hallway, so I don't think they're comparable.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do. Don't walk down the dark hallway at 3 o'clock in the morning drunk in a fucking miniskirt. You won't have problems. Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
What happens when neuropathy takes over and your feet start to feel numb, tingly, or burn?
Losing our bodily autonomy. We're not
Yes. Love to hear from you, Abba. Breach, go ahead.
when we're walking down an alley.
Link in the description.
Your body autonomy would be like, let's say, the legislation against women with when she's entitled to birthright and stuff like that. I think that's what he means, right?
Bodily autonomy means choice over. You know what? I disagree, and I'll give you an example.
Okay.
That's very common.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Circumcision.
I don't think it's a good one because that's religion.
That's not even religion. That autonomy issues are the same level as women, but there are definitely certain levels of that, and it's also societally expected. People shame you if you are uncircumcised or whatever it is.
Is there something else?
No, that's probably the big one. But are they mutilating women's genitals in the West?
Not in the
Okay.
Grinchy is here.
In the
Hello,
East, they
Grinch.
do that shit.
No, but the autonomy, they're really just talking about the laws, the legislation about. If we talk about, if I gotta take circumcision and I gotta take, the birthrights and everything and stuff. If I have to take the circumcisions versus the birthright, the birthright is more important.
But that's not
Okay, but except for men, though, right? Are we going to talk about that? That men have no say? Well, they shouldn't have had sex. Well, one could say that about the women too, couldn't we? No. Oh, no.
That's not the point. He said we don't have any bodily autonomy issues. I just disagree with that notion. That's not the same thing.
You're right.
Saying there's no issues. It's not saying that we have more issues.
Cool.
Okay. There's not the same
We
thing.
have issues.
And it's okay to just be like, yo, men have this issue here without saying, oh my God, woe is me, whatever. It is an issue. I think it's not right that we just enforce this on people as some standard when honestly it just ruins the nerve endings down there, which I don't know why anyone would say that's good. But if you think about it, it is a fucked up thing to just take some pieces of kids off and start cutting that shit up.
No, I mean, I agree with you, Abba. But we're not even talking about circumcision here. We're talking about women have all the say when it comes to children being forced to become a father by the government is not a thing. There's no street, protest. Well, men shouldn't have to become that. Only the women. Only the women. Is there not a big fucking vast divide there? I think so. Everybody should have the right to not become a parent if they don't want to. And yet, it is only the double X's that have that right.
Just because.
Just because. That is the standard.
But you shouldn't have sex.
Now, as far as walking down a back alley, I don't know what man you know. I don't be walking down back alleys thinking I'm incredibly safe. And also,
exactly, you're exactly right. I don't go to those places at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, not me. Thank you. No.
Keep in mind, the vast majority of victims of violent crime are other men. Are they at the hands of other men? Sure. But this idea that men are just feeling safe all day long or whatever, that's not the case. Now, is it true that women have more things that they have to worry about or different things that they have to worry about in terms of safety?
Yes.
Sure. But always remember, vast majority of people who suffer from violent crimes are men. Okay?
And there's an easy way out. Don't go to those places. Don't do that. Okay?
Yes, perpetrated by other men. But it doesn't change the fact that if you were an innocent dude and you're not doing anything, the worry that you're going to get snuffed out or beaten up, that's a thing. Not everywhere, but it is a thing. What do you want to say on?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't know what this has to do with rights.
No, they ask one question,
then they go other way.
And it goes,
yeah.
And then like, hey, bring it back one time.
Yeah.
Bring it back one time.
And we also need to remember men's right activism. While they do have some genuine plights, it started out as a combatant to feminism. So I feel like
yeah, maybe
they laid the groundwork off a very bad foundation.
I 100% agree.
I would definitely agree with that.
So I feel like they laid the groundwork off a very bad foundation.
Yes. Feminism is a bad foundation. So I have to agree with this man. Go ahead.
I 100% agree. I think it's been hijacked by a lot of bad faith actors.
Sure it has.
Plant.
Let him go. We haven't played 2 minutes. Let it play.
Blame women for problems that you should blame the patriarchy.
Exactly.
And it's very.
But we can't give women agency, can we? If you don't want to get raped at 3 o'clock in the morning behind a bar, here's an idea. Don't go there. I know.
Frustrating because I'm on this side because I think that there is genuine problems that I think need to be addressed. I'm sure we can all agree on that.
What are some of those problems?
What the top 3% of American women over 40 do differently to easily stay in shape.
There's a new way to get toned, and it requires no
rates. Men are 4 times as likely to.
I mean, where did this come from? Honestly, that women or men can do absolutely anything they want to without some consequence. Now, they should be able to do that, but that's not reality. You think I'm going to walk into a bar and say, hey, niggas, what's up? No, they're going to beat the shit out of me. As they probably should. So a woman walks behind a bar at 3 a.m. What do you think you're going to find back there? Just saying.
I don't know what the TikTok version of the phrase is, but 4 times more likely. I think that's something that should be talked about more. I think that there's also a lot of men are very hesitant to get rid of the notions of patriarchy, whereas I've noticed a lot of women or assigned female at birth people, assigned female at birth people.
Exactly. I think we get the general gist of this thing. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to go get some beer and make some supper. You guys, thank you. God bless. I appreciate you coming by. And we'll do it again tomorrow. All right. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.